哎，我的蛋！Okay, today's video, which is gonna be slightly different with my last video. Maybe you have noticed I'm speaking English right now, but I got to say I'm not an English teacher, and I'm not going to show off my speaking skill. Actually, my English was bad, you know. I have not passed the CT4. A person who went to the college, who became a college student. You know, we have lots of English stuff at that time. In my college, we study English every single day, like
Oh yeah!
But 3 years later, he failed to pass the CT4, the basic level of English test in college, twice, just like an adult who may be 30 or 40s, but don't have a drive license. So, however, we are not going to talk about how to improve your English speaking skills or what's the best way to study a language. But here is the thing which I want to share with you guys, and I think this is the most important thing before you commit yourself to study a language. I mean any language, like English, of course, Japanese, Korean, and blah blah. You must find the core of a language. I mean the main point or the primary purpose of a language as possible as you can. If you got it, even you have a terrible accent like me, even you have been making mistakes all the time, even you are 30 or 40s, you won't give up because you find the core of language which gonna always inspire you, encourage you. Back to our topics. What's the primary purpose of a language? Before I give you my words and my points, I want to share with you guys a story from myself, of course a true story. As you can see, I'm a normal person, a normal guy, and I live in a small town when I was a kid. And I remember before I went to my middle school, I haven't experienced any English class because we don't have. So I have to study English for the first time in my middle school. It's a tough time, you know. But there is a thing I have always been thinking: English, our major class, our major course. Not just me, almost every student in China. We have spent a lot of time, almost a decade, to study it. We study it because we have to, or we could be able to listen in the dialogue to figure out how to fill the blank or select A or B or C in the exam. But beside that, it was nothing. You know, even I graduated from my college. I got a job. I work for a tech company. We built some applications for a smartphone. Sometimes I needed some resource, some documents, which mostly English, of course. But, you know, it doesn't bother me at all. Most of the time I can read, I can get what I want. Even there are some phrases or some unusual words I can use online dictionary, and remember we have a Google Translate. So English, I mean the language, for me it's just like a bottle of water. I mean the pure water. If you are thirsty, you drink the water. You drink the water, problem solved. You never care about it anymore. But something happened, some terrible thing, which may be the worst thing that could happen to me, and that is the coronavirus. So for I should give you some information. I was born in Wuhan, and most of my life I was living here. I was working here, and at the early days of the pandemic, we have no idea what's going on. We just knew the virus is so dangerous, and the virus can infect people so quickly. And it's so dangerous to the old man, sometimes the young man include. As you know, the government, they locked down the city. We have to stay at home. We can't go anywhere. You know, at that time, I was so scared. So I want to find some informations. I watch the TV news and sometimes I get something from the internet. I realized the more information I got, the more seriously I realized that the virus and the pandemic would gonna be. It's not just in my city. The virus has already spread around the world, like Japan, Korea, America, Europe.
Today, the WHO declared a pandemic,
issuing a stay home, stay safe order,
directing all of our residents to quite simply stay at home.
And I've noticed something, which the virus is just not only affects our body, but also affects our mind, our humanity. On the internet, I see some guys, they attack Asian people. They hit them in the public space and they talk to them, use some dirty words like back to Wuhan, Wuhan virus.
Racism in the time of pandemic. A young woman wearing a mask is attacked in a subway station.
Come here, sanitize your Come here.
An elderly woman is chased by a bully trying to squirt hand sanitizer on her.
No, my home, my city Wuhan, which became so well known around the world just overnight. So I feel angry, I feel stressful, and at that time I feel something in my body that became stronger every single day. So I want to speak out. I want to talk to them. At that time, I realized I should talk to them in English. I know I can pass the CT4, and I know my accent was terrible. My grammar, my pronunciation was a mess, but it doesn't matter. I do not need someone to give me a permission to speak out, to do what I want to do at that time. In fact, I think they need some informations and the details which come from a person who live here. So I went to the bathroom, I put my phone in front of my face, I hit the record, I talked to the camera, and I put it out on YouTube. Here it is.
Hey guys, my name is Andy. I'm Chinese and I live in China, Wuhan City. It's not the fault of Chinese, even the Wuhan people. It's not fault of those Chinese in your country. They are not murderers. So please stop treat them badly. Try to treat them kindly. Stop beat them. Try to help them. From today, I can go out. But I don't think it's the time to celebrate yet because we still have patients in the hospital. And as I know, the virus has spread all over the world, Europe, America, even Iceland. I can imagine that. How is it possible in Iceland?
Sorry guys, yesterday my camera was dead, out of battery life, so I have to stop recording and charging it. So stupid. When I had done that, I made a video and put it out on YouTube. Actually, I have never ever expect people gonna understand what I am talking, because my speaking skill was not good at all. I knew that, so I tried to forget about it. Life continued day and night. But a few days later, some magic things happened. A few days later, the notifications just pop up on my screen, and I checked this out, and I found some guys, some people, they have watched my video. And they have left a comment. One of them said, "I can understand you completely. I don't have any of friends who come from another country and speak English. No." So this is the first time that somebody said they could understand what I'm talking in my real life. Even I had a bad accent, a terrible accent, Even I made tons of mistakes. But they, the native speaker, they could understand my words, my stories. So this is a huge surprise to me. And there is a true story. A lady who maybe come from England, I'm not sure. She sent me an email and she said she know the pain, she know the feelings that we are suffering, my people, my city. And she want to give me some money, money. I was At that moment, I find something that I have never ever experienced. I find the core of language. So here is my point. The primary purpose of a language, any language, not just English, is communication, is to communicate with another people who come from another country which has a different culture from us. We talk to people in their language. It's not to find how different we are. Actually, it's to find how similar we are. We spoke the same language. We share our stories, feelings, sadness, happiness. So we can make a connection. We could aware of we are living in the same planet. So next time, I know the chance is small. When some terrible things happened, again, we could help each other, not fight with each other. So don't be afraid to speak out. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. I know you guys always get frustrated with your pronunciation, grammars, vocabularies. It's okay. The world needs our stories. The world needs our voices. So my people, I think you find the core of language. And this is the time to fill the blank in the real world.